Hello everyone, in this video I'll be covering the best console mods from this week in Baldur's Gate 3. So players on PlayStation 5 and Xbox got 50 new mods this week. This was 18 on Wednesday, 14 on Thursday, and 18 on Friday. And I'll be covering the best of them, as 1 in 3 was a mod that I would think would be worth downloading. So I'll be going over all of these at first and then breaking them down to show you if it's worth downloading or not. So what I think to be the best mod that released this week was the Extra Encounters mod and mini bosses. So this mod, made by Rela Mod, adds 11 new mini bosses and 24 new encounters to the game. What's cool about this is they also have a map here showing you all the locations of where the boss fights will be. So if you wanted to go chase them all down, there's boss fights in the Gauntlet of Shar and all the way through. It's mostly in Act 1 and 2 so far, but they'll be adding more as time goes on. What I like most about this is if you play through Baldur's Gate 3 many times, you're going to know pretty much where every fight is. But with this mod, it adds a bunch of new things to the game, and you can just go through this fresh and be surprised by the new fights. Like, everywhere you go, you're going to find new things to explore, and I think that that is really great. Even from the very start of the game, there's new fights. So I love this mod because it adds a bunch of new mini bosses too that aren't already in the game. So you can see here right at the start of there's the brains on the beach, and we have so many more options here for different fights and different mini bosses. I think that this one's incredible. You can see here we got like the avatar of Black Kith and like a skeletal dragon here. So some great things in this mod. Next, we got ourselves the Fade's Equipment Distribution mod. I'll be showing this off in the video because I do have some of the armor here on my character. There's a bunch of different ones. This one's made by Graphic Fade. They did a fantastic job with this. You may know them for the Unholy Smite. The Grove and Growl Druid armor just got added to console as well this week, so I'll be showing you all those. But in the future, we should see Monk, Ranger, Wizard, Cleric, and Bard equipment coming, as well as some Gifts of the Absolute, because all the Absolute gear in the game sucks. So getting some more is awesome with the Fade's Equipment Distribution. We also got the Eastern Super Pack, which gives us a bunch of new katanas and weapons to the game. Was this Wazakashis and Shuriken, so a lot of great things there, as well as the unlocked weapons. So this comes with a bunch of things that have been in the game's files but aren't currently accessible. I'll show you guys that as well. Things like the Scythe of Mercule and the Chaos Flails, which are skulls as a flail. Very cool. I'll be showing that off in detail, as well as we got ourselves a bunch of class mods. This is awesome. So we got ourselves the Accursed class, which comes with 3 subclasses: the Damned, Corrupted, and Possessed. So 3 different subclasses. I've done a build on the Possessed, so you can check that out if you're curious. We also got ourselves the Battle Mage, and I posted a build for this yesterday. The Battle Mage comes with 3 different subclasses: the Arcane Knight, Arcane Guardian, and the Witch Hunter. So this plays like a half caster, but also a martial class. So I think it's a lot of fun. We also got ourselves the Marauder, and this one's made by Crypto Hack here. I think what I like best about the Marauder is that it's like a offensive version of the Rogue, because the Rogue itself is not very strong offensively, and this really changes that. So it's out on all platforms. That's awesome. We also got ourselves the Priest class, which is loosely based on the Priest from World of Warcraft. You power up your character by casting different spells and getting holy power to use them on stronger spells. There's a bunch of shadow spells here. I think this is a fun one, so definitely recommend giving this a shot by C. Montgomery here. We also got the Selenite Paladin's Oathbreaker, which allows you to choose the Oathbreaker right from the start when you're choosing your subclass. I think that's awesome. We also got ourselves the Twilight subclass, which some people say this should be Shadowheart's main domain. They added to her as a trickery domain, but Twilight feels so much better, and it's a fun one. We also got ourselves the College of Dance Bard, which is a bard that focuses on unarmed attacks. So this one's pretty fun to play around with. If you like the Monk, you'll like this one. We also got ourselves the coolest looking die in the game with the Mysterious Artifact dice set. So this literally looks like the mysterious die, or mysterious artifact that Shadowheart has. I love this. You may not be a biggest fan of dice mods, but it's nice when we see cool ones like this. Now, this mod here, Over-Explain Interactions Options Prime. This is a great mod because it shows you options that let you return and pick another option. It shows you what options will give or remove approval from the companions. It also flag if certain options will make it so that you date a certain character. It'll also give you the difficulty challenge for skill checks if there's a dialogue option that has that, because it's normally, it won't tell you that. It'll just give you the role. It also has some unique Dark Urge options. It also has any things that both Paladin Oathbreaker options and check result logic. So there's a lot of little things that adds to all the dialogue options, just allowing you to have a better understanding of what's going on. We also got ourselves Mjolnir and Stormbreaker, so I'll show you that in detail. And then we also got ourselves the sets of Faerun, which I'll show you here because there is a bunch of items with this. So we have a couple of them here, and you can power them up with different stones. So I think that that is really cool. We also got ourselves, since this was a week prior, but I'm still going to include this video because the Artificer, I actually had multiple comments this weekend saying there's still no Artificer on console. It's on console, so available on Mac and console. Go download this one of the S-Class mods. Love this. And also, we also have ourselves the features from D&D 5th edition Planescape. So there's a lot. I covered this in detail in yesterday's video, if you want to have a full explanation on what all goes down. It gives us 2 new backgrounds, a new deity choice, and a number of new feats that have a bunch of different effects. Some will increase our stats and then give us other effects. Yeah, I've covered this in detail because there's a whole lot of this in yesterday's video, so you can click on my channel and go check that out if you're curious. But yeah, it's a really well done mod. So yeah, the Nexus mod has all the descriptions that comes with this because there's so much going on. So with the sets of Faerun, we have 2 tiers, and there's a 3rd tier being worked on. So this is a variety of different effects. They also have set bonuses. So if you put on all of these, you'll get a different bonus. So if we had all of these equipped, we get ourselves additional stat boosts and different things like that. So I love this because the sets are really fun. They're kind of tailored towards a certain class that you want to pick. And with these, you get them all, you get the bonuses. I think that's one of the coolest things in games whenever there's like a set bonus, but this is so much better because you can get these. There's 2 ways to get these. So there's a cheat version that allows you to get these all right here. You see the cheat. There is also a version that's not cheat, which will give you this throughout the game. So you have to go find them in different areas. And I like that as well because it's nice if you just want to go through and play and just find them on your own naturally. But what's also cool is you can find magic infused stones of Faerun, and these will upgrade the items here. So we go ahead here and we can add our item to it, and then it changes it into an upgraded version. So you can see there we now have the upgraded ring. So that's really cool. And we got the upgraded versions here. So this is the tier 2. These are a little overpowered, I will mention that, but they're not brokenly overpowered. But they also have this here, which is the 3rd tier, not available yet, but they'll be making legendary versions of these. I go over this a bit more in detail in my video from Wednesday. I don't want to take too much time on this because there's just so many different cool combinations, but the cheat version is also available on console. So if you just wanted to get this and not have to focus on getting all the items, you can literally just go and get the cheat version of the sets of Faerun. So that is awesome. So the Mjolnir and Stormbreaker mod by Rosprey here is very well done. So we got ourselves Mjolnir, the hammer, as well. We got ourselves Stormbreaker, the battle axe. So this is fun. You can combine these together if you get the dual wielder perk, and they're very fun. The Mjolnir is a thrown weapon, so if you go with like an Eldritch Knight, this can actually work very well together. And you also get a teleportation. Both of these will send the target reeling for a turn, and if you throw it, it creates a thunder damage blast in a 6-meter radius. And you get the power of Thor by equipping these. So if we put this on, you can see there, it looks really cool. We get different effects here from Thor. So Thunderclap and Thunderous Smite for spells. And then we also have the Bifrost Step, which is basically just a misty step that allows us to teleport around and has a cool little appearance there. So we also can call lightning, which is fun. So yeah, Mjolnir and Stormbreaker, 2 really great mods that I enjoy quite a bit. But we also have ourselves a bunch of different item mods here. So you can see this is all the unlocked weapons. So we got ourselves like the Scythe of Merkle, which you can see there, it's a little bit big. We got the Clover too, Infernal Warhammer, which has a bit of caustic damage on it. The Brewing Ladle, which is huge. We also have ourselves a different Githyanki Longsword. The Vampiric Dagger, which appears on our side there. It looks really nice. You got the Red Blade. There's a bunch of other options. Vermin Sing there, which is a rapier weapon that looks cool. This is the you can see here the skulls kind of float around behind you. It's kind of funny. Steadfast Maul, Shadow Battle Axe, which looks pretty gnarly as well. This Spider Staff here, unique appearance to it. Goblin's Bane Dagger, the Singing Sword, and this also has a unique appearance too. A lot of these have pretty cool appearances that you don't see. Some of them share appearances with other base game options, but it's nice to have a bunch more options for weapons because, hey, the more the merrier when it comes to things like this. So I like this because it just adds a bunch of new weapons to the game that weren't previously there. So We also got ourselves, as I mentioned, the Druid Armor mod. So this is the Grove and Growl, and this is made by Fade's Distribution. And then there's multiple act weapons. So you got some that'll give you a +1 armor class while you're wild shaped and obscured. Makes it easier to succeed death saving throws, +1 to spell save DC. This gives you the Primal Well-Being, which will restore your wild shape charges, and only a druid can use this. This is a ring, even though it looks like a bottle. Gain advantage on saving throws against spells. Like, there's some nice but not overpowered ones. When a beast attacks you, it must make a Constitution saving throw or become frightened. And then we have different act weapons. So these are ones that will appear in Act 3. Staff of the Blossoming Tempest. As you change into your wild shape, the power of Tempest gathers. Waiting to unleash a Tempest Boon, you deal additional 1 to 4 thunder damage while in wild shape. So these are really cool effects that impact the classes that you take with them. So there's only the Druid right now, but more will be coming to console. The Dryad's magic flows through you, enhancing your reflexes, adding a proficiency bonus to dexterity saving throws. That's really nice. At the start of combat, the magic within the Oakheart Talisman surges, allows you to instantly assume your wild shape form without using a wild shape charge. Really cool. That's a legendary amulet. And then the Act 3 gear, we got ourselves the Staff of the Ancient Guardian, +3 to spell save DC. Free Conjure Woodland Being, the Guardian's Repulse, and I'll equip that just to show what that looks like. Actually, we can only equip it on a Druid. Soul Serpent's Fang, which gives additional poison damage, and it creates a floating greatsword. Breastplate of the Frenzied Beast increases wild shape charges by 1, and the ability to cast Frenzied Bloodlust Bloodbath while in wild shape form, so another version that will increase your overall damage. There's some really fun ones here, so I encourage you to give this one a shot, especially if you like playing the Druid, because there's so much cool stuff to enjoy. So here you can see the College of Dance Bard. I'll be doing a build guide on this here soon, and what you get from this is you can perform a dance, which is like playing your bard instrument, and people throw gold at you. You add your charisma modifier to your armor class. You also get bardic inspiration whenever you use bardic inspiration in combat, you get a free attack. You also add your unarmed attacks become bardic unarmed attacks, and when you do that, it uses your bardic inspiration die as its attack die, which is great. You also get the dexterous attacks. You scale with your dexterity instead of your strength for damage rolls if your dexterity is higher. And then you get the perform dance. I'll be doing a build of this tonight, so you can check out that in further detail. But some of the other subclasses, we got ourselves the Cleric Twilight Domain, which is a fun one. I do have a build on that, so you can check out my channel if you're curious. It gives you the ability to see in dark vision, additional initiative you can give to a character. You get 60 meters of dark vision and a bunch of other effects here, so I highly encourage you to check this out. It's a very defensive version of the Cleric, so yeah, I do have a build on that in further detail if you wanted to see that. The Oathbreaker Paladin just gives you the free choice of playing an Oathbreaker right at the start of your Paladin career, which is great. And then we also have ourselves the Accursed class again. This one's cool. I do have a build on it. It's a higher risk class because your attacks will deal additional necrotic damage, but you take additional damage too after casting certain spells. So kind of like the Blood Sorcerer, your character will take spells. You ignore resistance to necrotic damage as well, which is one of the most resistant damage types, so that's nice to see. This one's a whole lot of fun. I really enjoy the Accursed class, but it's not as powerful as some of the other options, so I think that that is also in its favor. We also got ourselves the Priest class. I've done a build on this earlier this week. It has these options which build up your holy power, and then you use your holy power to cast for powerful spells. You get like a lesser heal or a smite, and then you also get a few different spells here that'll increase your overall damage. And I think it's a fun one. It's not overpowered, but it is fun, so that's worth something. We also have ourselves the Marauder Rogue, which I did a build guide on earlier this week, and the Battle Mage, which I did a build on last night. So again, this one comes with your choice of cantrips, but basically what it is, it's almost like the Eldritch Knight with better spell casting choices, but you don't get the third attack at level 11. It's a fun one, I would say, but not everyone, you know, is super huge fan of the Battle Mage. I think it's nice because it's not brokenly overpowered, so that is good in its own right. So I think that these are the best mod releases from this week for console. So again, the Artificer is still on console, so go check that out if you haven't already. But we had a great week for console mod drops, 50 new console mods with many great ones. So let me know which console mod you liked most from this week's drops. Hopefully Larian will continue this and give us another 50 next week as a nice little Christmas gift. But thank you so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in the next video.